Papa?
Yep. A video?
Mm-hmm.
All right. So here is our one of our asparagus beds right here. If you notice, it's a V trellis. I like to trellis the asparagus because otherwise they flop all over when they get real big, and they take up the whole rows in between the raspberries over here and the asparagus bed. So trellising them up when they shoot up is a really great thing to do. Now, to maintain these old asparagus canes here, what we'll do in just a week or two here is just come in with a weed eater with a brush cutter attachment. We're not gonna do it right now, dude. I'm just telling them about it.
Look, flowers.
Oh, flowers?
Yes.
Yeah, we'll come in with a weed eater and a brush cutter and just cut all this stuff down, and then we'll clearly be able to see the new asparagus coming up. The asparagus will come up, we'll cut it. It'll come up again, we'll cut it. If the grass starts to grow, we'll weed eat that right after a cutting, and keep doing that until they shoot up real tall, thin, and wispy, and then we know that the harvest is over, and then we just make sure that they go up through this trellis here. And then they can frond out and get all big, and they're not flopping all over the place. The way that we put the trellises up is put a T-post in the ground at a 45-degree angle. That's a 6-foot T-post, 5 feet in the ground. We use this anchor cable with a gripple. Mixed results with the gripple. I'm finding that in some situations they loosen up. And then we put this, trellis wire. It's fixed all the way down there at one end, and it comes through these T-posts put in the ground. Those are 10-foot T-posts driven to about 5 feet, clipped on there, and then we use these M-post vices here. And the system can be tightened up either by using a gripple tool right on the end here, which is like a crank that grabs the wire, or by tightening these strands right here, and you can tighten them up pretty good. But yeah, that's the gist of it. Yeah, cedar post driven in the ground. Using a post driver is best, but you can use concrete, drill a hole and put concrete, or just drill a hole in the ground and put some crusher run or stone. That's good because if it loosens up, you can just add more stone and compact it in. When you use concrete, it's kind of harder to do that. Or you could put nothing in and then just retighten it, and the tension of the whole system will just keep it upright. We split these cedar boards in half, just split them. We use the chainsaw to grind a little bit of a flat surface on this board. It's not necessary, but it's helpful. Then we use some timber locks and sink those in. And really the timber locks aren't even needed either, because when these lines are tight, it's pulling on the outside of both ends and it's sort of keeping them in place. So what do you think about that, Yona? Good idea? Yeah, what do you think?
Yeah.
Yeah, what about you, Blitzy?